शतम् भूयश्च शरदः शताम्। तेजोऽसि तेजोमयि धेहि वीर्यमसि वीर्यं मयि धेहि बलमसि बलं मयि धेहि ओजोऽसि ओजो मयि धेहि मन्युरसि मन्यु मयि धेहि सहोऽसि सहो मयि धेहि श्रद्धां प्रातर्हवामहे श्रद्धां मध्यं दिनं परि श्रद्धां सूर्यस्य निमृचि श्रद्धे श्रद्धापयेह सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै शांति शांति शांति। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। शांति शांति शांति। सर्वे भवन्तु सर्वे सन्तु रामया भद्राणि पश्यन्तु दुःखभाग् शांति शांति शांति।
धन्यवाद। कार्यक्रम को शुरू कर श्री साहिल अग्रवाल करती हूँ। वैसे तो आप सभी ने अभी वीडियो पतले साहिल जी को देखा होगा, परंतु साहिल जी को का परिचय कराना यहाँ बहुत ही ज़रूरी है इस मंच के माध्यम से। मैं बड़े गर्व से बताना चाहूँगी कि साहिल हमारे भारत के कुछ उन चुनिंदा युवाओं में से हैं जिन्होंने 18 वर्ष की उम्र में ही बीटेक की पढ़ाई करते हुए आईआईटी में एक सपना देखा था और उस साकार करके आया। यूँ कहें तो आज हम सब जो यहाँ एकत्रित हुए हैं उसका बहुत बड़ा श्रेय साहिल आपके सपने को जाता है। हम अक्सर परिचय में लोगों की उपलब्धियों की बात करते हैं कि वे कहाँ से पढ़कर आए हैं एवं कहाँ नौकरी करते हैं, परंतु साहिल के लिए मैं बड़े गर्व से बोलना चाहूँगी कि साहिल अग्रवाल आज एक अच्छे पुत्र, अच्छे पति एवं अच्छे पिता की जिम्मेदारियों को निभाते हुए हमें रोज, इतने युवा होकर भी हमें रोज ये सिखाते हैं कि भारत के बनाने के लिए हमें किन नए आइडियाज़ पे काम करना चाहिए। सो आई एम हैंडिंग ओवर द प्रोग्राम टू साहिल अग्रवाल, the man of ideas and innovation, the one who followed the readings of Swami Vivekananda ji, and the one suggested the name institute. Thank you, Sahil. Over to you.
So much, Gunjan. So I speech that is. Thank you. The last decade, has been special. It was, on one hand, it feels. It has been a long, and a lot of efforts have gone into the last 10 years. On the other hand, it feels that it just started. It's still day one, as Jeff Bezos says. I'm glad to be sharing this moment. This is all first 10 years of my life, after college, so my life as a professional. So I that it turned out this way. So 10 years older and 10 kilos heavier. I'm proud to be sharing this moment with all of you. This is, a day to reflect on what has happened in the last decade, celebrate some of our achievements, honor our alumni who have gone on to do some very impactful work, advocate our learners who are among the first few degree holders of Rishihood, and importantly, to look at the next decade of where we are going to be. We have a very, very dignified list of people who have touched so many lives and have led so many initiatives. Ajay, we'll be hearing your thoughts later at the event. The dice is also special because it's by hosts, so the rest of the people on the dice are but hosts. I'm proud that our founders are there. Event is Chancellor, who has been a guiding light for the last 10 years. It was with him that we actually launched our initiative exactly 10 years ago. We have the blessings of Gaurang Das ji, whose wisdom and energy have always motivated us, always inspired us. Thank you for your love and support, Gaurang ji. S.K. Arya ji, a man of ethics and principles who has made JBM Group into one of the largest automotive groups of the country and the world. Thank you for your patronage to Rishihood. And now I invite my friend and partner in crime, Shobit Mathur, the co-founder and Vice Chancellor, the youngest Vice Chancellor of the country, to share with us the past, present, and future of Rishihood. I met him first time that time I was a student, and he was also, it was a very, impressionable, moment for me, because I saw someone who has been a country topper, went to IIT Bombay to study computer science, went to University of Washington, was in a very, very lucrative job at Amazon in Seattle, and left all that to come back and dedicate his whole life to nation building. And as a student, when we meet such people, we find a role model. And I thought that if he can, why should not I? And that's how we teamed up, and I'm proud to be working with you and under your guidance in this initiative. So in that spirit, I would like you to share the past, present, and future of Rishihood. He has a fractured leg, so he will not be able to stand properly.
No, I understand. It's okay. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Sahil, for all those kind words. We don't appreciate each other so much, and it seems a bit odd, but yeah, glad to see all of you here. It's been 10 years, and I have been given 4 minutes to talk about the last 10 years and the next 10 years. So I hope I can hold your attention for that. So if you could have the slides up. So this is a question that we asked ourselves 10 years back. How can we build an India of our dreams? And as I see all of you here, I'm very sure that this is a question that you possibly ask yourself every night when you go to bed, that how can we build an India of our dreams? Because that is what Rishihood has got all such people together. If I had thought of this independently when I came back from the US, I would possibly think, okay, let me start a non-profit and do some volunteering work or things like that. If I had thought of it as an entrepreneur, I would have thought I'll start a business, let me create wealth, let me create jobs. If I had thought of this as a researcher, I would have said, I will solve a very difficult problem and produce some research, and various different ways. I have eminent people next to me, people who have been in the spiritual domain, people who have been in politics and in policy. So various ways of doing this. But what I'm proud of, the founders of Rishihood thought is, individually we don't want individual brilliance. What we want is, when we say we want to build an India of our dreams, so for the next century and for the centuries to come, we want India to be the India of our dreams. And that will only happen if we can create an engine to produce such people. Okay? So this is where we first came to a conclusion that we need to build an education institution that nurtures leaders. As you see, this is already a big leap from what educational advice think. Call it Vyakti on to leaders. Expanding your circle of influence, right? We want to be an institution that generates ideas and solutions to social and public problems that we see all around us. So that is the step what we call as Vichar Nirman. That is producing ideas and solutions to public problems. But again, we don't want to stop here, because this is not enough. These ideas, along with the leaders that we have to be institutionalized. only then will scale happen. That is when the entire country will be impacted, and that impact will be sustainable for several decades and centuries to come. So we want to be an institution that does all these three things. That is Vyakti Nirman, Vichar Nirman, and Vyavastha Nirman. And we believe combining all these three is actually what we call Rashtra Nirman. And that is what institutions of the Yor had done. When you call Takshashila or Lalanda, those are the institutions that did this type of work. Quickly, a recap of the last 10 years. Suresh Prabhuji to my left is here. He is the one who launched Vision India Foundation, our former avatar at IIT Delhi. You can see that small A4 sheet which he announced Vision India Foundation exactly 10 years ago. And since then, we have had a great journey. Policy boot camp, then we moved on to brainstorming about how do we take this whole initiative into a university. The construction began. Ajay Gupta ji there, seeing the construction. The government of Haryana gave us this university status in May. Then we moved on campus during COVID and the farmer protests that happened. And the Honorable Vice President Venkaiah Naidu ji inaugurated Rishihood in December 2021. And now we are here in 20 at the Bharat Mandapam. Now where we are, right? If you visit Rishihood campus, this is what you will see. It's a 100% residential campus. This is very important because when we say we want to recreate the Gurukul system, we want to be residential. That's very important. 2,000 plus executive alumni. By this I mean alumni who have come out of public policy and governance. 900 still on campus today. 100 plus team members, 4 programs, but very futuristic, industry integrated, but all of them united by this common vision that we want to build the India of our dreams, and we want to build an institution that does that. Okay? Where are we headed in the next 10 years? Continue to build the leadership capacity of our learners, a thriving campus of 5,000 plus learners, but all of them motivated for problem solving, right? They want to be working on social and public problems. A network of 15,000 plus alumni, some of them you will be meeting them today, but imagine a tribe of 15,000 plus people all across the country solving issues, right? And then we have 5 thematic centers that are going to work on public problems, then working with the government, both at the local level and at the national level, to bring these ideas to fruition. And finally, we want to play a collaborative role in realizing the Prime Minister's vision, that is Viksit Bharat. This slide, it was there in the video as well, that this is what is Rishihood. Rishihood is not just for individuals, it is for our nation. And this, as an institution, we want to play a role in making this happen. Thank you everyone for being a part of us in the last 10 years. And then looking forward to collaborating with you going ahead. Thank you once again.
Thank you. And on this moment, we are releasing a coffee table book, documenting our journey of the last 10 years, and also a vision document that provides a roadmap for where we want to be in the next decade. Can I have the visuals on screen, please? So this book, titled The Decade of Impact, it also contains a letter from the Honorable Prime Minister, who has recently encouraged the work that Rishihood has been doing, and that makes this moment all the more special. I'd also like to show some specific excerpts from the Prime Minister's letter. And this is where he says that how our work aligns with Viksit Bharat, and that's our mission. It's encouraging to see that institutions such as Rishihood University are contributors to the academic curricula. And can you go down? With dynamic curricula and unique programs to nurture the leaders of tomorrow. This aligns seamlessly with the goals of empowering its youth to build a Viksit Bharat by 2047. So I thank the DICE for releasing our book. Yes, if we could hold it like that. And the vision document. Thank you so much. Over the last decade, we have been organizing some very unique programs on leadership, policy to train the next generation of impact leaders. Very bright young people from all parts of the country and abroad have undergone these trainings and have created a formidable alumni group of more than 2,000 people. In the run-up to today's event, we announced the Young Leader Award for our alumni, and a jury consisting of senior policymakers, academics, and entrepreneurs has selected 5 alumni who are receiving the Young Leader Award today. Another 40 are receiving a special mention in the form of a citation for the impact that they have created. In the course of today's event, we will be giving these awards one by one. It's my pleasure to declare the first award through a video. Where is Virendra? Can we have him up on stage?
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम वीरेंद्र कुमार है। मैं बिहार के बांका जिला में एक रूरल टेक्नोलॉजी पार्क डेवलप कर रहा हूँ। अगर बांका का पर कैपिटा इनकम देखा जाए तो यह सोनीपत, जहाँ पर कि ऋषिहुड यूनिवर्सिटी है, उसके कम है। तो 100 वर्षों में जो डेवलपमेंट होगा, क्या हम उसे 20 से 25 वर्षों में प्राप्त कर सकते हैं? इसी प्रश्न से प्रेरित होकर के हम लोग ये रूरल टेक्नोलॉजी पार्क डेवलप कर रहे हैं, ताकि ऐसे टेक्नोलॉजिकल इंटरवेंशंस, बिजनेस इंटरवेंशंस या सोशल इंटरवेंशंस किए जा सकें। इसकी मदद से 100 वर्षों का ग्रोथ हम अगले एक जनरेशन में पा सकें। चाहे जीवन में कुछ करें या नहीं करें, लेकिन इस जगह के लिए बहुत काम करना है। तो इसी विचार के साथ 2020 में जब लॉकडाउन शुरू हुआ था, उसी समय मैंने देखा कि राष्ट्रम स्कूल ऑफ पब्लिक लीडरशिप में एक रिसर्च पोजीशन निकला हुआ है। उसी समय मैंने अप्लाई किया और उसके साथ ही मेरा राष्ट्रम या ऋषिहोड के साथ संबंध है। अगर मैं देशज लैब्स रूरल टेक्नोलॉजी पार्क के बारे में बताऊं तो हमारा 3 फोकस एरिया है: एग्रीकल्चर, बायोडाइवर्सिटी और क्लाइमेट चेंज। लोगों ने एक मोबाइल ऐप डेवलप किया है जिसका नाम है प्रकृति। उस ऐप की सहायता से आप यह देख सकते हैं कि आसपास जो पेड़ पौधे हैं उनको आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं, उनको डॉक्यूमेंट कर सकते हैं, उनके क्या यूजेस हैं वो देख सकते हैं, जिनके अंदर ऐसे बायोकेमिकल्स पाए जाते हैं जिनके अंदर कीटनाशक शक्तियाँ हैं। तो उन पौधों को हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया, उनके पत्तों को इकट्ठा किया और उसकी सहायता से हम अभी नेचुरल पेस्टिसाइड बना रहे हैं और उनमें से कुछ को हम लोग छिड़काव करके भी उसका इफेक्ट ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं। वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फोकस ऑफ दिस रूरल टेक पार्क इज टू बिल्ड अ लोकल इनोवेशन इकोसिस्टम। हम इसके कुछ पार्ट में बहुत ही इनसिग्निफिकेंट सा रोल प्ले करेंगे। तो उसमें हमारा सा प्रयास उस गिलहरी की तरह एक छोटा हम अपने स्तर पर, और ऐसे और भी जो गिलहरी हैं जो ये काम कर रहे हैं, हम उनके साथ जुड़कर काम करना चाहते हैं।
Please welcome Virendra Kumar on stage. One thing that I think was not highlighted in the video is he's also an alumnus of IIT Kanpur, and it's great to see when bright people like him, go to the real grassroots of Bharat and bring a change there. Congratulations. Thank you, our dais. Now in this series, let's also see another video of the second Young Leader Award.
Serving as the Consulate General of India, Vladivostok, Russia, and belong to the Indian Foreign Service. So when I policy boot camp in 2017, it was a unique experience and proved to be an important milestone in choosing and career in civil services. India was the first country to open its consulate in Vladivostok, Russia. Civil servants like me and reflects the importance of diplomacy for development to accelerate our national growth to become a developed nation. As an Indian diplomat, I seek to understand in my various assignments from political to cultural and consular to commercial. That means defining how Bharat approaches the world combined with being Vishwa and protecting and interests of our nation through a wide like screening of films, hosting cultures to perform classical music in different cities of our jurisdiction, which also contributes to establishing better relations, thereby our position our country as a global leader across various sectors on to becoming by 2047.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So of course Siddharth could not come in person from Vladivostok, but his brother Sindur is here, and I invite his proud brother Sindur to receive the award on the behalf of Siddharth Gaurav. It's very interesting to see that from grassroots to diplomatic tables, how our alumni are contributing to making a Viksit Bharat. Thank you very much. We'll continue with the rest of the 3 awards later. Thank you. Now I have the pleasure of introducing Shri Gaurang Das ji. Gaurang ji serves on the governing body commissioner of ISKCON and as the director of Govardhan Eco Village near Mumbai. Soon after graduating from IIT Bombay, he chose monkhood as his life's calling. His books, The Art of Focus, The Art of Habits, and The Art of Resilience are some of the best self-help books for any age group. Having Gaurang ji on the Rishihood University founders, Gaurang Das ji to share his views. Sir.
Honorable members on the dais, the founders of Rishihood and all the assembled guests, it's an indeed privilege and honor to be here on the Convocation Day of Rishihood University. I'll speak on the concept of the first idea of Rishi was conquered one's self. In terms of conquest of self, we call it as restraining desires. Gita quotes, Nirashir yata chittatma tyakta shariram kevalam apnoti kilbisha. Today the is focused on this, but many times ourselves in helpless, but in that helpless situation we tend to become hopeless. And therefore, when we speak about Rishi, the concept of Rishi begins when we develop 4 principles of restraining oneself, and the first is Vinay, which is humility. The concept of Raja Dharma, described in the Mahabharata, speaks about 10 principles. And our education system should inculcate these 10 principles of Raja Dharma, and that is part of these 4 qualities which we can develop. First being Vinay. Under Vinay, which is humility, the first principle of Raja Dharma being respect, second principle being integrity, and the third principle is personal conduct. These 3 are extremely important. And na tathahi ajan puyeta tapa adibi yatha krishnarpita prana tat purusha nishevaya. Humility is most important, and humility comes from the Latin word humus, which means the soft soil in which the seed of education can actually grow. Within this principle of conquest, apart from humility or Vinay, comes Vivek, discrimination. Discrimination connects to 3 other principles of Raja Dharma, which is consult or counseling, social harmony, and environmental sensitivity. Vivek basically means discrimination, and the Gita describes this as Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Discrimination means the ability to make the right choices. Many times people ask me the question, how after being from IIT I became a monk. There was a turning point in my life about which I have spoken in podcasts. One of my friends tried to commit suicide in IIT in the last year. We were all sure he was a topper. When we asked him why he tried to commit suicide, he was very honest. He said that he would always become the topper, get the gold medal, but in that particular exam he got the silver medal and he couldn't handle it. And so in the same exam, I had 3 or 4 of my other friends who had failed in 4 or 5 subjects, and they were around the campus peacefully, blissfully. as if nothing happened, blessing others also. So we were totally shocked when we asked them, what is your philosophy in life, how you are? And they said, अपना philosophy simple है, college में घुसना अपना काम है, निकालना college का काम है. I am not saying that principle here, but what the young generation needs is viveka, or the right discrimination. In year 1968, the world had 300 million had 3 million high school students. Washington State had 300,000 high school students, and Lakeside School had only 300 high school students. And the gentleman who was a teacher by the name of Bill Doggle bought a few personal computers by taking some money from the Parents Teachers Association. 2 boys from that high school spent long times after school working on those computers. The world has not heard about Bill Doggle, but everyone has heard about Bill Gates and Paul Allen. These were the 2 students who used the ecosystem created by the teachers. Today, the parents are not encouraging their children to be farmers or soldiers. And therefore, vivek or discrimination is very important. Apart from Vinay and Vivek, the third principle is Vairagya, which is renunciation. And the Gita describes Vairagya as renunciation from unwanted anarthas like kama, krodha, lobha. Trividham na edam dwaram nashanam kamam krodham tatha lobham tasmat etatrayam tajet. The 3 gates to hell is lust and anger. And when I was giving a lecture at a jail in Yaravada many years ago, and there were 500 prisoners in front of me, and I love jail programs. You know why? Because the audience is guaranteed in that. And as I spoke, I asked for any questions, and one prisoner raised his hand. I said, ask your question. He said, I want to come on the stage and ask the question. I got a little worried. I asked the commissioner of police, who's this? And the commissioner said, 12 murder kiya hai usne. I got worried. I said, am I going to be 13th? He came on the stage, he asked his question, then I asked him after that, how at such a young age you committed so many crimes? He said, when I am overwhelmed by anger, my discrimination is completely finished. I cannot see anything, I cannot understand anything. It is very important in today's day and age, as we are moving into more and more artificial intelligence, that we allow people to live in their natural consciousness, and the ability to renounce various unwanted desires is extremely important. And the 4th principle, with respect of the self, is what is known as Vijay. So only when there is Vinay, Vivek and Vairagya, Vijay, and therefore the principle of conquest over the self is the big restrain the desires, and that's the first principle of being a rishi. The second principle of being a rishi is, once you have conquered over the self, then you can connect with others. And the principle of connecting with others is described, Ayam bandhu idam neti ganana lagu chetasam udara charitanam tu vasudaiva kutumbakam, which was the slogan in our G20. And therefore, responding to others' needs is extremely important. And this responsiveness is only inculcated when we actually are able to conquer the self. So when you conquer the self, then you are able to connect with others. You conquer the self by restraining your desires. You connect with others by responding to others' needs. Then you come to the third principle of being a rishi, and that is you respect others, you respect the divinity in others, and that basically of contribution. When we are able to contribute. So therefore, conquering self is sakshatkar, connecting to others is achar and vichar, and contributing to others is paropkar. And I'm very proud that at Rishihood University, all these 3 principles of being a rishi are being emphasized, and I congratulate the founders for giving a lot of emphasis on creating the right kind of being the rishi, so that one is able to conquer oneself, then connect with others, based on which we can actually make the real contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Gaurangji. This was an excellent and beautiful explanation of Swami Vivekanandaji's quote, that when we become a rishi, we become a blessing to the mankind. And it is in his guidance that we are trying to incorporate such principles in our day-to-day curriculum. Now it's time to unveil the third award in the Young Leader Award series. I request
मेरा नाम उज्जवल दीपक है और वर्तमान में पॉलिसी ऑफ रिसर्च बीजेपी छत्तीसगढ़ में। इन when I lost my father, I had to do errands to make. I used to sell SIM cards, I used to open bank accounts, I used to work at the library. Finally, when I did my MBA and I started working for the corporates. Finally, when I reached the apex of the corporate world, I was chosen for the Accelerated Leadership Program at Reliance Industries, where as a part of a small group with CXO of Reliance Industries Limited, I took that call of coming back to Chhattisgarh, my native place, my native so much that I could earn or be at the places where I could reach. Now it was time to give back. Then I finally decided and I dedicated my life, my career to the development of my state. 2016 में विजन इंडिया फाउंडेशन द्वारा आयोजित पॉलिसी बूट कैंप 21 दिनों का कैंप मेरे जीवन में मिला। इट वॉज अ ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव एक्सपीरियंस इन माई करियर। कैंप को अटेंड करने के बाद जो सबसे पहला काम छत्तीसगढ़ में सीएम गुड गवर्नेंस फेलोज का आगाज किया। इट वॉज अ ब्रेन चाइल्ड विच वॉज डेवलप्ड इन द बूट कैंप। इस पूरी पॉलिसी का श्रेय मैं विजन के पॉलिसी बूट कैंप को देना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि इसका जन्म वहीं पे हुआ था, हमने वहीं डिस्कस किया था। उसके बाद जब मैंने कोलंबिया यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए अप्लाई किया एंड परस्यूड माई मास्टर्स इन पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन फ्रॉम कोलंबिया, वापस जनता पार्टी और उस वक्त छत्तीसगढ़ में मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर रमन सिंह जी, उनके लिए इलेक्शंस का काम करता था। इसी मैनिफेस्टो की वजह से और युवाओं के सपोर्ट की वजह से, महिलाओं के सपोर्ट की वजह से हासिल की जो अकल्पनीय थी। The only thing which the young generation can do is to associate and be with people who are involved in the process of nation building and
it is great to see young people. Thank you, Ujjwal. It's now the time for the fourth Young Leader Award, please.
The most important feature of this film is the neutralization of Bashir Ahmed. दो टेररिस्ट हैं, एक उनमें से बशीर अहमद और दूसरे उनमें से अहमद गनी शेख हैं, and he is also behind a lot of infiltration that has happened across the line of control. The neutralization is a severe blow to the terror infrastructure across the line of control. The Indian Army is well prepared to thwart the designs of an adverse terrorists to foment trouble in the valley. Also, we will not let any breach to the line of control.
Colonel Raghavendra on stage, please. We are all familiar with what happened in Uri. It is soldiers like Colonel Raghav who are protecting us on the borders. It's also commendable to see the interest of an army soldier into the world of public policy, and that's how he connected with Rishihood University. Congratulations once again for keeping. Thank you so much. With great delight, now I'm honored to welcome my mentor and head of the Rishihood family, Shri Suresh Prabhuji. Suresh ji has cabinet portfolios and has been a 6-time member of parliament. His work in electricity reforms and railway reforms is well known, and we are all beneficiaries of strategic thinking. A chartered accountant with All India rank 11, he has been one of the sharpest and most respected public leaders of our nation. As the founder and chancellor of Rishihood, a key pillar in building an impact university. Please join me in welcoming Chancellor Suresh Prabhu.
Namaskar. So we are celebrating a very important day. A short journey of 10 years. When you talk about society, when you talk about civilization as old as ours, 10 years is a short time, right? And it is. A decade is part of thousands of years of civilization. And my colleagues unveiled a plan for the next decade. But institutions, particularly the educational institutions, which will last for centuries. If you want to protect our values, our own civilizational culture, we are clear about where we want to go, then we have to plan for a long, long time, and that too decades, not centuries. But I'm very happy that in such a short period of time of 10 years, the university has created an impact disproportionate to the time that it is in existence. It has inspired people in different spheres of life to do more, go beyond their duty, do something better for the society. And now, as a society, we must have a shared vision. Every student in this university, every member of the university here, or for that matter, any student in any university, would have an ambition, a dream. I want to be this. I want to achieve this much in my life. But that's an individual dream, individual mission. But as a nation, we need to have a shared vision. How much we can do together for a common goal. And therefore I'm happy that our Prime Minister has set a goal 2047, that's a of us independence celebration, where we'll be a developed nation. To be a developed nation, many things. We need to build infrastructure. We need to create a human resource in a manner that they will be able to manage that. We have to secure our borders and many things. But one of the very important building block of that would be our society. In the good olden days, warriors like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj built forts for fortification. Now we don't need forts of that type. You can enter from nowhere. Some missile will come from somewhere, nobody will know what happens to that fort. But we need now forts, universities. That will actually fortify our societies. The fort which can protect us can create system, ensure the society will go and reach the ultimate goal of a temporary ultimate goal of becoming a developed nation by 2047. We'll have much more to achieve thereafter as well. And therefore this can come through universities. But not just any other university. Because universities which you like to be inward, there are forts have other problem. Then you create a fort, you create big walls, so you don't know what is happening outside. Swami just now said that you should be looking at self and go inwards. So the fort should not take you inward within the walls fort. But one individual should go inward to realize something more, as Swamiji said. But we want universities with this fortification that we are planning to actually look beyond the wall and try to create a society which will be based on values. In the university and these 5,000 change agents that we talked about, the vision for the next day, will be the change agents to make impact of the society. They will make sure that will not be attacked for our system or values or culture. They will be able to ensure that they will be able to create the kind of society that we want to have, which will make us all proud. So School of Creativity in Rishihood University will create a new world of a type that is envisaged by these growing aspirations of the people. The School of Education in the Rishihood University will not just give up education which is purely academic, but will actually create enlightenment beyond education. A School of Healthcare will create healthy bodies but also healthy minds. A School of Entrepreneurship will create an entrepreneurial society. India was the largest economy, not because the state at that particular time was driving the economic policies of that society. The country became very rich out of that because almost everybody was an entrepreneur, whether he was an artisan, he was doing an entrepreneurship. Build new entrepreneurs who will be able to run this new world that is emerging. And that's what the School of Entrepreneurship on Rishihood University will do. So together, this new edifice, new institution, which will actually ensure that we become part of Vikasit Bharat, what will be the contributor to the Vikasit Bharat. We'll ensure that each one of us will be a soldier to fight a war to realize that goal. Here he was trying to neutralize an infiltrator. We'll make sure that we'll utilize our talent together to really build something that will probably make sure that nobody will like to infiltrate in our society. Nobody will like to pollute a culture. And that's what the vision for Rishihood is to come. I'm extremely happy that in such a span of time so much has been done. But more can be done only when there is समाज आश्रय, लोकाश्रय. पहले तो समाज में राजाश्रय पे भी चलता था. Top class singers, top class writers, top class scientists, they could be born only because there was a help that was coming from the palace. Now राजाश्रय ही हो गया है. राजा का स्वरूप ही बदल गया, राज का स्वरूप भी डेमोक्रेसी है. So today we want support of the society. Ensure that Rishihood University will be the society, created by the society itself. And therefore multiple people hands and try to work as a combined endeavor to make this happen. Swamiji will tell you, एक बहुत बड़ा यज्ञ जब होता है, एक आहुति का भी एक बहुत बड़ा महत्व होता है. So in this big yajna, we'll have to have a contribution from all of us and each one of us and many more to ensure that we succeed in realizing our common goal and then only the yajna will really be successful. It's an ongoing effort. 10 years is our first stop, long way to go, and all of each of these milestones that we'll achieve in future will be with the support of all of you. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much, sir, for always reinforcing of an impact university, and that is that we don't be inward but really engage with the society. And this reminds me of a Geet. It says, Seva hai samida sam hum jale. And this is what is all of our responsibility in contributing to the society. Now it's the time for the 5th Young Leader Award, followed by which we will be having citations of another set of alumni who are doing some very interesting work. So let's have the video, the 5th video, please.
Hi, I am Mohit Garg, IPS officer of 2013 batch. I am been posted in insurgency affected areas of Bastar like Bijapur, Narayanpur, Jagdalpur, and also in Balrampur, Kavandha, Rajnandgaon, Balor, and it has been a very good and fulfilling journey so far. And I worked for 1 year with ITC Limited. I joined the Indian Police Service in 2013. The basic motivation was always to be able to make a difference for the do something for the society. It's not that only government service can do it. That is why I gave the exam of civil services in 2012 and I got selected. I got posted as an IPS officer in Chhattisgarh. I have been awarded 3 times Gallantry Medal by the President of India. I was a part of a World Governance Expedition to 2019 by Vision India Foundation, and I found the entire program to be very good. We were there for I think 5 to 7 days in Singapore. Well-designed program by Rishihood University. That time it was Vision India Foundation. A lot of things I learned which somehow indirectly or directly I tried to apply in day-to-day working in India. So, being in Chhattisgarh Police, wherever I am posted, I try to engage the local population. We take fear out of their minds of rebels and armed insurgents, and that also worked very well. We did a lot of activities, a lot of projects with the youth, with the children, even elderly tribes, bring them to the table of stakeholders, win their trust, and then we work together to make the space safer and inclusive for everybody so that inclusive development can happen.
Can we please have Mohit Garg on stage? So very impactful work in a very difficult area, perhaps one of the most difficult areas to police, in the terms of internal security in our country. So we've seen work in diplomacy, in armed forces, in politics, in grassroots, in rural development, and in civil services. We are so proud that this group of alumni is doing so much for the nation. So while they are doing the first 5 awardees, more who are doing an excellent work in various domains, and we are proud that they are becoming role models in different walks of life. 39 alumni today are receiving citations for the work that you've been doing. We'll be calling out the names, and I request all of you to come on stage for a group photo with us. Can we have the citations, please? Yeah, we'll join one by one. Abhinav Jain, doing great work in natural farming in Bhopal. Yeah, the dais can be seated, and all our award winners can join. Yes. Keep announcing. Ajay Chandar, doing public policy and investment promotion in Tamil Nadu. Akshat Gandhi, being a political consultant in Gujarat and for national elections. Alok Arunam, doing great work in research. Amrut Kulkarni working in rural Karnataka on developing at the grassroots. Colonel Raghavendra, whom we just saw. Dada Sahib Gaikwad working in Maharashtra again on rural empowerment. Deepak working on national security as sometimes an undercover person. Jigar Bhai always active, high on energy, politics. Katyaini working as a consultant in policy and governance. For growing so many mangoes and sending those lovely mangoes to all of us. Working on natural farming in Telangana. Mayank Jain again doing natural farming. His honey is my favorite honey, multi-flower honey. Mohit Garg, whom we just saw, working as an IPS officer in Chhattisgarh. Naman Bansal working in rural education and now also as a policy consultant in the Ministry of Education in Central Delhi. Narsimha working on EdTech and scaling up educational transformation at the grassroots. Not feeling cold today. Nikita Jain in the Finance Commission. We can shift a little to that side. Pradeep Karturi for his work on mobility. Rahul Garg again doing phenomenal work all across the states in EdTech. Ravi Shankar, who's coming. Rohit Parag, who is extremely passionate about natural farming, zero budget farming, organic. Robin Pushp, who is trying to revive the Gurukul system in our country. Brol, doing PhD on a very interesting topic on tribal studies in Germany, herself belonging to a very, in Andaman and Nicobar. Satish, for his work on education. Shubham Verma, actively working in Madhya Pradesh politics and also drafted the youth policy of Madhya Pradesh government. Shweta Singh, who has been in the Capacity Building Commission and responsible for training crores of government officials. Siddharth Bagri, who has made India's first e-SUV made in India. Siddharth Narayanan, working in the Office of the Scientific Advisor, Government of India. Shrutanjay, working as an IS officer in Tamil Nadu. Sudham, who is a Sarpanch in Palghat in Maharashtra. Suryabhan, again working on farming, rural development, farmer empowerment. Sushmita, working in women in politics. Suyesh Pandey, working as a lawyer in public policy team of the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha. Syed Kamaruddin, doing great work in education at the Azim Premji Foundation. Can we shift a little more to that side, please? Ujjwal Deepak, whom we just saw in the BJP government of Chhattisgarh. Varada, working on cultural empowerment as a cultural entrepreneur promoter. Virender from Bihar. Vinay, again working on cultural entrepreneur space and sit. You're all public leaders, you have to find your own chair. Great, so what an amazing group. And I'll request you to squeeze in a bit more for a group photo. These are the people, from entrepreneurship to politics to public policy to rural development to growing mangoes to making EVs. This is a group that gives us confidence about the Indian century. This is Vyakti Vichar Vyavastha in practice, and it's rare that a university has an alumni group even before it became a university. This has happened this way because it really provides a very strong mentorship opportunity for our young learners who are joining in now, and some of them are graduating today. So all of our alumni will be joining us later in the evening for a one-day brainstorming on campus, and I look forward to extended discussions with all of you. Once again, congratulations. Now it's time for a very important part of today's proceedings, which is the convocation of our graduates. And it is through this process that they become part of this alumni community. And to conduct the proceedings of the convocation, I invite Dr. Gunjan Rajput.
सबसे पहले तो आभार अभिव्यक्ति कि मैं भी इस 10 वर्ष की यात्रा का एक बहुत ही छोटा सा हिस्सा बन पाई और गर्व हो रहा है कि आज इस मंच के माध्यम से मैं इस 10 वर्ष की यात्रा के एक अहम पड़ाव का संचालन कर रही हूँ। अहम पड़ाव 2020 का। वैसे तो विश्व में 2020 को बहुत ही अलग यादों में याद रखा जाएगा, परंतु हमारे लिए बहुत ही जोश भरा था जब 2020 में ऋषिहुड विश्वविद्यालय की स्थापना हुई थी। या यूँ कहें तो छोटी सी युवा टीम के बड़े सपनों एवं इस संस्थान को भारत सरकार द्वारा मान्यता प्राप्त हुई थी कि वे भारत के युवाओं को तैयार कर पाएँ। आज स्वामी जी के आशीर्वाद से हम ऋषिहुड विश्वविद्यालय अपने 4थे वर्ष में प्रवेश कर चुका है एवं आज के इस दिन पर हम 54 अर्थात 54 अपने विद्यार्थियों को स्नातक की उपाधि देने जा रहे हैं। मैं सभी शिक्षाविदों की ओर से मंच पर उपस्थित सभी गणमान्यों से अनुरोध करूंगी कि वह हमारे विद्यार्थियों को स्नातक की उपाधि दें। I would like to request all the graduates to come in the queue. You are supposed to come on stage when called upon. Yes, we are starting with Anju Sharma, Gautam, Priyanka Sihag, गौतम, प्रियंका सिहाग, चहक, आई एम कॉलिंग नेम्स वेरी फास्टली एंड डोंट बी नर्वस। ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है कि हम यूनिवर्सिटी से आपको बाहर निकालना चाह रहे हैं। वी हैव टू स्पीड अप द प्रोसेस। चहक, दीपिका हाडा, मोस्ट फेमस, Yeah, go. She has her own startup. Khushbu Kumari, Ganga Ram Kushwaha, Kushang, the band with the Safa. He's so excited. Sumit Sharma, Kritika Garg. Kritika is the first student of Rishihood University. 2020 batch, Bachelor of Design. Arpita, Ashmita Kumar, Bikam, हरमनप्रीत कौर, ईशा, ईशा अत्री, मनप्रीत कौर, Isha Atri did an internship with us, and on the day of convocation, she's asking for the internship letter. Manpreet, Pallavi Jha, Rafia, Ashi, ज्योति, आशी, ज्योति, खुशबू जैन, ज्योति, खुशबू जैन, अनस खान. Anas seems to be the most famous boy. Evarist, Nilansh Singh, Gauri Ravidas, Priya Tyagi, Radhika Agrawal, Shambhavi, Srishti, and Yash Agrawal. आप सभी से आशा है कि अगले वीडियोस में आप सबके चेहरे दिखें. Now it's the time to announce one of the most prestigious awards of Rishihood University, Shri Adi Shankaracharya Award. This award every year is bestowed upon the graduate for his or her academic excellence, means the one who scored highest CGPA in the entire cohort. And for this cohort, the Shri Adi Shankaracharya Award goes to any guesses? No. Manpreet Kaur, मनप्रीत, आपके लिए स्वामी जी ने कहा था अपने कथन में कि ऋषित्व पर हम सबका आधिपत्य है, क्योंकि हम सभी ऋषियों की संतानें हैं. तो आपको ये याद रखना होगा कि सम्मान को आपको जीवंत बनाए रखना है और देश की सेवा तत्परता से करनी है. आपसे बहुत उम्मीदें हैं और इसी के साथ अनुरोध करते हैं कि सभी स्नातक शपथ ग्रहण लें. मैं निवेदन करूंगी आचार्य परोक्ष जी से कि वे मंच पर आएं एवं कर्तव्य प्रतिज्ञा करवाएं. परोक्ष जी इज द लाइफ एंड स्पिरिचुअल कोच एट ऋषिहोड यूनिवर्सिटी. इनके अलग अलग नाम हैं. बच्चे इन्हें दादा के नाम से बुलाते हैं, कुछ बड़े इन्हें दादाजी के नाम से बुलाते हैं. नाम बहुत सारे हैं परंतु वेशभूषा एक ही है. तो परोक्ष जी आइए और बच्चों का
सबसे पहले धन्यवाद गुंजन जी. मंच पे उपस्थित सभी गणमान्य व्यक्तियों को नमस्कार। यहाँ पे अलग अलग बोलेंगे, समय लगेगा, तो सभी को नमस्कार। माइक सामने है, सेरेमनी चल रही है, लेकिन मैं 2 मिनट तो लूँगा, ये सबको पता ही होगा। स्वामी जी, एक हम आपको कंफर्मेशन दे रहे हैं कि बच्चों को हम तैयार करके फिर ही निकालेंगे यूनिवर्सिटी से। वो हमने जिम्मेदारी ली है। मैं ऋषिकेश से सीधा अभी इसी इवेंट के लिए आया। वहाँ पे हमारे गुरुजी स्वामी जी का, स्वामी अनुभवानंद जी का कैंप चल रहा है वेदांत का। तो लर्निंग कभी ख़त्म नहीं होती है। आप लोग ग्रेजुएट्स हो गए हैं, लेकिन स्वामी जी का एक मंत्र है जो मैं शपथ से पहले कहना चाहूँगा। स्वामी जी हमेशा कहते हैं कि let every experience of yours be a learning experience. So with continuing this mantra, I am sure कि आप और भी आगे सीखते रहेंगे और समाज के लिए जो भी संभव आपके बस में हो वो अवश्य करेंगे। मैं नम्र निवेदन करूंगा सभी से कि शपथ के लिए एक बार खड़े हो जाएं। और साथ में दोहराइए, मेरे बाद दोहराइएगा। सत्यम वदिष्यामि, I'll speak the truth. Pratham vadishyami, I will express harmony and rhythm in all my actions. Dharmam charishyami, I will follow the dharma. Brihate karishyami, I'll dedicate myself always for greater purpose and work for the benefit of the world. Om.
सभी का धन्यवाद। आप अपने स्थानों पर वापस जा सकते हैं। आज ये सभी स्नातक कार्यक्रम के उपरांत ऋषिहुड यूनिवर्सिटी की मिट्टी लेकर जाएंगे। मिट्टी देने से अर्थ है कि आप जब जब उस धरा की मिट्टी को छुएंगे तो ऋषित्व के असल अर्थ को सार्थक बनाने के लिए एक कदम उठाएंगे और उससे भी ज़्यादा देश के लिए पूरी तत्परता से काम करेंगे। इसी के साथ मैं दीक्षांत समारोह को समापन करने की अनुमति चाहती हूँ एवं निवेदन है साहिल अग्रवाल जी से कि वे कार्यक्रम को आगे बढ़ाएं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Gunjan ji. So actually, all the award of degrees is not over yet. Today, we are specially honored to present our first honorary doctorate to Shri Ajay Piramal ji. And I request our Chancellor to present that degree. Piramal Group spans pharmaceuticals, financial services, and real estate with a presence in 30 countries. Through the Piramal Foundation, Ajay ji drives impactful initiatives like Piramal Swasthya, Piramal Sarvajal, and the Piramal School of Leadership, touching the lives of 11.3 crore Indians in the last 16 years. He holds prominent roles on the boards of several companies and institutions, including the Harvard Business School, UK India CEO Forum, Tata Sons Limited, and also the head of Anant National University and former president of the Pratham Education Foundation, reflecting his deep commitment to leadership and education in India. I'll request you to receive and give us this honor of honorary degree. So sir has set a very, very tall benchmark for our doctoral scholars who will be receiving their doctorals in the years to come. This is a wood-crafted degree in the form of a wall hanging. Yeah, we tried to make it look like him. Thank you so much, Ajay ji. I request Ajay ji to deliver his address.
Namaskar. The Chancellor of Rishihood University and my old friend Shri Suresh Prabhu, the Vice Chancellor Dr. Shobit Mathur, really one of the founders and the energy behind this, Sahil Agarwal, Gaurang Das ji, who is also my teacher here, so I come here as a student if he is there. Mr. Arya, all the founders, the graduating students, your families, and ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed really honored to receive this PhD, and I want to thank the university for this honor. I have been also associated with founding 2 universities, if I may say. The IIT at Indore and now Anant National University. But I have to congratulate Rishihood because in 10 years you have done what it takes several decades to do, and you know how difficult education is. So let me really congratulate all of you all, right from the founders, all the people associated with the university, to create a university. First of all, to get a university status, it takes a long time. That you could manage that is just a tribute to the work that you all are doing. Also, I would like to congratulate all the award winners and the students who are graduating today. This is the first class of graduating students, I understand. So in that sense, you have a greater responsibility, I would say, going ahead. So congratulations to all of you. You talked about India of my dreams. India's future is truly very bright. When you look at it, several advantages, and it seems that, you know, the wind is behind our wings. The average age in India today is 27 years. Just last week I was in Japan, and you'll be surprised that the average age there is 54 years. And when you also travel, you go to Europe, you find that it is an aging population. But here, this is a dynamic population. The world is really waiting for us to do it. And today, stepping in, I have been, say, in business from 1977, so it's a long time, but I have never seen a more positive environment. And in that sense, when you all are entering it, I think the whole world is there for you to take advantage of. But it's also an ever-changing world. I think it is absolutely essential that we continuously keep learning. You will not, see the changes that have taken place in this world. Whether it is, first of all, look at all the risks that have taken place. We have the last 5 years, you've seen more challenges than anywhere else, at least in modern history. The whole world came to a stop when your university started during the pandemic. Since then, we thought that that was settling down and we were becoming normal. We had a war, which is still going on. Then we had another war, and I don't know, there have been the climate change, and there have been so many other challenges. And therefore, one thing is there, that in an ever-changing world, we have to keep continuously learning, and we are flooded with data all across. But data is a commodity. I can much knowledge as any mechanical engineer or any engineer. I just need to go for AI, go to ChatGPT and get answers. I think converting this knowledge into really knowledge is becoming a tool. How do we get it into making into a skill? How do we convert knowledge through experience, through application is what we need to do. But ever-changing world, I think there are some values which are eternal values. And I thought I will talk about that because here we are developing leaders. That is what the vision of this university is. We are developing, at what is the dreaming of a future India. You as leaders have now the big responsibility to see that we build a India of our dreams, an India where we can all be proud of. In 2047 in Viksit Bharat, some of us who are on this stage may not be there, but definitely all of you will be there. I thought I will share some of the values that in my own experience I've found to be important. First of all, I want to say that each one of you must have the courage to go on the path less traveled. It is very important to recognize you don't necessarily have to do what people are telling you to do or what others like you have done. I think that is so important. There are many opportunities in this world, and whatever is your swadharma is what you need to do. What is the meaning of swadharma? I mean, in my view, it's really like that path which aligns your nature, your true values and your talent. What is most authentic to you, to your fabric. Since Gaurang Prabhu is here, he decided, like all of them at that time, all of us at that time, that we have to become an engineer. Parents said, engineer ban jao or IIT mein ban jao. He did a great job. He became in the top in the IIT. Then, why did he do what he is? Why is he wearing this bhagwa here? Because his passion, his swadharma was something else. And you can see the impact that he's creating to the world and his own personal joy. I think swadharma is one which will give you true happiness. So I would say that please, you don't have to follow what everybody says, to follow what your families say. I'm sorry if they are parents, but I believe you should do what is really what gives you passion. The second thing is, I will just do what Gaurang Prabhu teaches me, because he's still my teacher. We just had a class, several classes last week, so it's a little fresh in mind, is that let's focus on action. I think action is what is important. The results will, everybody says that, but in my own experience, I have seen that if we keep unnecessarily worrying about result, कि मेरे को ये चाहिए, I want to get this turnover, I want to get that thing, that's not going to happen. You know, when you get the fruit in a tree, what do? It just out of you can't pluck it out. You have to sow the seed, you have to nurture the plant, that's all action, and ultimately you don't have control, fruit comes out. And this is so important what is said in the Gita, which was said to a warrior in the midst of the war, the most brilliant and the best archer was taught, who was younger than 30, the Gita. So it was as relevant whether it was 5,000 years, I think very near to Sonepat, I'm sure. So that's it. So let's look at that. Besides focusing on action, I think what's important for us to understand is that in any life, anybody's life, there will be ups and downs. There will be success, there will be failures. Whether it is Mr. Ratan Tata, whether it is Mr. Narendra Modi, whether it's Bill Gates, Mukesh Ambani, everybody has had their successes and everybody has had their failures. What distinguishes one from the other is how do you manage to be, whether it is in success or in your failure. Equanimity is the most important. You know, in the sea, the waves go up and down, the sea still remains calm. I think it is so important. And sometimes we feel now it's, why should I have this? What have I done? Look at this. He is so successful or she is so successful. It never happens. You don't know what really happens. So please accept that this is a part of life. And if somebody says that the life is all smooth and all nice, it will never be. It's how you make it out to be. So, but on this same front, it is when you are faced with great challenges, and if you are equanimous or if you can actually look at opportunities. I'm going to give you our own example. In COVID, you know that everybody in business was stressed, particularly people who are in the financial services business like we were, where we had lent amounts of money to many people. We were very, very concerned because people were not in a position to pay back their loans, and their interest was rising, and it was a challenging time for us. Whereas we were not receiving loans, we still had to pay back the banks. So it was a double whammy for us. But it is in this time when there were challenges, actually we had the largest opportunity when one of the NBFCs, which was called DHFL, failed, and we could acquire it at a much lower price than what it would have been in normal times. So this just shows, and I can have in my own life, I have seen several such examples which I can share with you at some other time. But just telling you that if there is challenge and if you are steady, you can find opportunities. In fact, in difficulties, those people who cry and sit back will be gone. You will have an opportunity. I also want to talk about another principle that I have found very valuable is integrity. What do I mean by integrity? To me, integrity is alignment in thought, speech, and action. And again, I can say this, from my own experience, again, I can say that sometimes with integrity, it is expensive to do it. Whether it's in business, whether it's in profession, you may feel it's costly, and there are others who are not doing it, and you are at a disadvantage. Why should you follow a life of integrity when others are getting away? But let me tell you, that has immense value in the ultimate, in the long term. Not in business, I can say it has immense economic value. You will get economic gain if you follow integrity, because that spreads a lot in the world. If you don't, then people also understand. Therefore, may I say integrity is important. I recognize the next one, as any leader, is humility. I think Gaurang Prabhu spoke about that, but humility means not also having arrogance, especially if you are successful in whatever your career is. If you start getting arrogant, let me say that that is the beginning of the slide. Again, humility means you have an open mind. Humility means you recognize that there are many people in the world who know more about subjects than you do, or whose experience is richer than yours is. And if you're open to learn from them, that will help you. As I said, knowledge or information is really a commodity. But how do you get that wisdom is when you can listen to people, when you can learn from people. And that is where humility makes the big difference. I have also another way, I feel that you also need to have gratitude in your heart. Why do you need gratitude? I think a heart filled with gratitude is a happy heart. In, the American Constitution and the Indian Constitution are very similar. The American Constitution begins the pursuit of happiness, and similarly does ours. But there's a difference. The American Constitution pursuit of happiness comes from outside, that I will get a bigger house, if I have a smaller car, I'll get a bigger car, if I have X position, I'll get a higher position. I think in India, it comes from internal happiness. And to me, gratitude is one of the most important things to be happy. Grateful for what? Here, people who are students, the fact that you have come to this university, your parents have sacrificed for you, the fact that your teachers have taught you, the institution has taught you, you are grateful. But ultimately, as a human being, to be born a human being after so many millions of lives itself is for us how many of all the living organisms, how many people will become human beings and to be in this. So let's be grateful for that and more. A mantra which I read many, many years ago when I was young and which is so important, I just want to give you this as well. In terms of priority in life, the most important is your own health. At the end of the day, if you are not healthy, you can't do anything. So please build health from today. The second is family. The importance of family. It's very, very difficult to live alone. In a world which is so challenging, family is required. A good, happy family. And finally is whatever you want to do in profession. So I'm not talking of people like Gaurang Prabhu and all who don't have family and all, but frankly, for normal people like it is again health, family, and profession. I want to also say, finally, that we are all lucky to be where we are. We are talking about an India of our dreams. We are talking about Bharat in 2047. But I want to just bring one stark fact in you. Today we are the 5th largest economy. By 2028 we'll probably be the 3rd largest economy. But there is a part of India which actually I was very happy to see that people from, Mr. Garg from Chhattisgarh and what we saw from Uri, Colonel Sarv. There's a part of India, if you divide a line between, which goes from north to south of India, and look at only eastern India, there at least 200 million people are below the poverty line. Their per capita income of some of these 200 million people is just 1,60,000 in a year, or no, actually even lower than that. It is 5,000 rupees per capita income per month. Frankly, today, 5,000, I'm ashamed to say, in some restaurants in Mumbai, you may pay for one person's meal. So these are the people who have been deprived over so many years, and I think all of us have a responsibility to see how we can bring them out. We talked, the Honorable Prime Minister identified 112 districts as aspirational districts. These are districts which have 15% of India's population, but just 2% of India's CSR goes there. How can we lift these people? Otherwise, you can never have a Viksit Bharat. You cannot have 2 Bharats or 3 Bharats. As it is, there are today 2 Bharats. But and this difference keeps increasing. The per capita income of these areas compared to the rest of the country, the difference is 2.2 times more in this part of the world, the developed, so-called developed world. So I would say that all of us need to give back something to the world, because we ourselves are we ourselves are fortunate to be where we are. And giving back, I'm just reminded of a story in the Ramayana. In the Ramayana, when the Lord is there at the shores of southern India, and they are going to build a bridge to go to Lanka, that's when all the big animals, the bears and the monkeys and all of them are building putting stones into the sea. There's also a squirrel. The squirrel is carrying just small pieces of sand and pebbles and putting it into the sea. And then the big animals make fun of the squirrel and say that, what are you doing? You're just coming in the way, please move out. That's the time when Lord actually admonishes all the big animals, picks up the squirrel and strokes it and says that each one has a role to play. And that's why you know that our squirrel in India has 2 stripes that's given by the Lord. All of us can be squirrels, we can be big bears, we can be monkeys, but all of us need to contribute towards a Viksit Bharat. With this, my best wishes for you and to realize your dream.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ji. It's a great man that when he speaks, not merely words are not coming out. His thoughts, words and actions are all aligned. Mansa, Vacha, Karmana. And that is why when we the kind of respect and honor it invokes in us, it's a result of his alignment of thoughts, words and actions. So I thank Ajay Ji, Dr. Ajay Ji, for sharing the convocation address. Now, coming towards the culmination of the event, I invite S.K. Arya Ji. It's difficult to find many people with his character and acumen. Under his leadership, JBM Group has spread to 37 countries and has become one of the world's largest makers of auto systems and electric buses. If you have traveled through Delhi airport or several other airports of the country, you have been in his buses. Our meetings with him often turn into discussions on ethics and philosophy. He's a prominent leader of the Arya Samaj movement. Arya Ji is also known for his philanthropy and spreading spiritual wisdom. Please welcome S.K. Arya Ji, the closing remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and dear students, sabhi ko mera saadar namaste. It's of immense pride and joy to stand before you today as we mark a significant milestone in Rishihood University's journey. A celebration of 10 remarkable years of growth, purpose, and achievement. This day is not just about looking back at the progress we have made. It is a celebration of the values, aspirations, and vision that have shaped the extraordinary institution. At the heart of this mission are our students. Dear students, your journey here is designed to prepare you not only for professional success, also to mold you into leaders who are guided by values and a deep sense of resoluteness. Maharshi Dayanand Saraswati, the visionary founder of Arya Samaj and one of the greatest educationists of his time,
once said, the main aim of education is to create awareness so that we can discern between truth and untruth. This ability to differentiate between right and wrong will serve as your guiding compass, enabling you to navigate both personal and professional challenges with wisdom and integrity. Today, we are deeply honored by the presence of luminaries whose wisdom and contribution inspire us all, and we have them all today. Ajay Piramal ji, your insights into social impact and nation building are not just inspiring, but a call to action. So that is most important part is action. Your journey demonstrates how business, when aligned with clear objectives, can truly become a force for good. Congratulations on being conferred the PhD degree, an honor richly deserved. Gauranga, your life exemplifies the transformative power of determination and perseverance. From being an IIT graduate to dedicating your life to selfless service and spiritual wisdom, you remind us that true fulfillment lies in service to society. Your words today have been invaluable lessons for us all. Suresh Prabhuji, your unwavering dedication to public service has inspired millions. Your address today is a powerful reminder of the courage and vision required to transform challenges into opportunities. Thank you for your guidance and for gracing this momentous occasion. Although my association with Rishihood University is relatively recent in its decades-long journey, I feel deeply connected to its mission and values. This institution is not merely a university, it's a family, a movement, and a commitment to greater cause of nation building. Together, we are sowing the seeds of a brighter future, one that will bear fruit for generations to come. As we step into the next decade, let us resolve to raise the bar even higher, setting new benchmarks of excellence, fostering innovation, and creating lasting impact. Our vision must be to shape leaders who are not only highly skilled, but deeply compassionate, ethical, and rooted in the ethos of Bharat. I am filled with hope for the bright future of our youth, hope for the resurgence of Bharat, and hope for a world that is more peaceful and prosperous. Let us walk this journey together with purpose, determination, and faith towards our shared vision. I would like to thank Sahil ji and Shobhit ji for inviting me to this extremely insightful and very well organized event. I would love to conclude by few lines in Hindi. सफर में मुश्किलें आए तो हिम्मत और बढ़ती है, अगर कोई रास्ता रोके तो ज़रूरत और बढ़ती है, अगर बिकने पे आ जाओ तो घट जाता है दाम अक्सर, न बिकने का इरादा हो तो कीमत और बढ़ती है, कीमत और बढ़ती है। जय हिंद, जय भारत, वंदे मातरम, नमस्ते।
Thank you so much, Arya ji, for so beautifully the lessons that we all received today, and we hope to continuously receive this touch of wisdom from you. Bring the formal proceedings to a close. Let us, the Rishihood community of learners, colleagues, well-wishers, donors, founders, alumni, collaborators, let us all take a commitment to put our wholehearted efforts in creating India century and making our nation Viksit Bharat. With that resolve in our hearts, I request everyone to stand for the national anthem. Thank you. I request everyone to be seated for some time so that we can manage the flow of the exit. I'll request our dignitaries to step out. And at 6:15, the founders will meet one level below for the founders meet. Gunjanji, I invite you back to the stage for departing instructions. Thank you so much.
Stage for one-on-one photograph with our Chancellor and Vice Chancellor. All the elements